Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and everyone, especially those on the other side of the world. There is no time and space between us, there is only this present moment, and we are one. Let's read on diary entry number 1145. A light from the morning meditation. Whatever you do with me, Jesus, I will always love you, for I am yours. Little matter whether you leave me here or put me somewhere else, I am always yours. It is with love that I abandon myself to your most wise decrees, O God, and your will, O Lord, is my daily nourishment. You who know the beatings of my heart, know that it beats for you alone, my Jesus. Nothing can quench my longing for you. I am dying for you, Jesus. When will you take me into your dwelling place? Isang liwanag mula sa umagang pagninilay. Ano man ang gawin mo sa akin, Jesus, lagi kitang mamahalin. Sapagkat ako ay sa iyo. Maliit na bagay kung iiwan mo ako dito o ilalagay sa ibang lugar. Ako ay laging iyo. May pagmamahal kong kinalilimutan ang aking sarili para sa iyong mabubuting mga utos, O Diyos. At ang iyong kalooban, O Panginoon, ang aking araw-araw na pagkain. Ikaw na nakakaalam ng mga tibok ng aking puso. Alam mong ito ay tumitibok para sa iyo lamang, aking Jesus. Walang makapipigil sa pananabik ko sa iyo. Ako ay namamatay para sa iyo, Jesus. Kailan mo ako dadalhin sa iyong tahanan? What she was mentioning here was or has been repeatedly mentioned in some of the entries in the diary. Like the offering of Faustina to Jesus, wala nang iba sa aking puso kundi ikaw. And her longing for the Lord to take her, o yung mamatay na sana siya na pang makapiling na niya ang Panginoon. So this has been what she was telling in the previous entries. But maybe the light that came to her, kasi sabi niya there was a light in the morning meditation. So wala siyang pakialam kung anong mangyari sa kanya. Lilipat siya ng tahanan, ng assignment. Okay lang, kahit siya dalhin. Basta ako, Panginoon, ay sa iyo. We'll see, no, in the next entries kung siya ay malilipat, no? Kasi maybe the light that she was telling us was the transfer from the house where she was at this time to another house. So hindi natin alam, no? I haven't read the succeeding entries yet. So maybe it's it. That's it. She would have to leave. Pero sabi nga niya, ano man ang gawin sa kanya ng Panginoon, wala na. Okay na sa kanya. Dati nagrereklamo pa siya, di ba? Halimbawa, when Jesus was asking her to paint the image, nagreklamo siya for 3 years kasi hindi niya magawa yung image. Bigay mo na lang sa iba. So, sorry na lang, Lord. Hindi ko kaya. Magawa mo na lang sa iba. So, yun, no? Medyo, ano siya doon. That was the will of God, pero pinanghinaan siya ng kalooban doon. And then when Jesus also was asking her to proclaim the mercy of God through the celebration of the feast day, syempre ang hirap nun, ano? She would have to deal with the church hierarchy. Ang hirap talaga nun. And uh, she almost gave up. Pero syempre, nagawa naman niya yun, ano? Hindi na institutionalize ang feast day during her lifetime, but then it was successfully uh, made into our liturgical calendar after her death, no? And during the time of Pope John Paul II. Yung mga bagay na napakahirap gawin previously, may mga ano pa siya, no? Parang reservations, she had questions, pero this time parang, kasi nga this was already 1937, there was only a year pa magtitira sa buhay niya. Pero tinanggap na niya lahat. Kung nahihirapan siya because of her sickness, she doesn't care anymore. Whether she's in pain, in suffering, whether gagaling pa siya or hindi. Basta, what she wanted is, Lord, I'm yours, pero kailan mo ako kukunin? And she felt siguro that her mission had already been accomplished, no? Kasi the image has already been displayed, and Father Michael had been consistently doing his work for the devotion. So she felt maybe that she had done or what her mission was all about. Hindi mahalaga sa kanya, no? Kung ano pang magaganap. Dumarating din tayo dun sa ganong point na hindi naman helpless or hopeless, but yung parang may certain level of acceptance. If you are sick, for instance, after so many years of maybe suffering, you came to the point na, Lord, kunin mo na ako, hirap na ako. Pero ito naman, she was not complaining of the pain. Parang she got used to it already. Pero tayo, no, yung dumadating din tayo sa point na, I'm ready. Take me now, Lord. And maybe it would really be better for me to leave this world, no? Parang ganon. Pero this is out of our weariness, yung pagiging, yung nakakapagod na ba? So take me now, Lord. But in the case of Faustina, hindi naman nga siya hopeless. Na hindi katulad ng mga nagsusuicide. Parang napagod na sila. Hindi ko na kaya. So they ended up killing themselves. Hindi na nila nahintay na Panginoon mismo ang umbigay ng tuldok sa kanilang buhay. Pero alam niyo, maybe it was also the person's time. Kasi if the Lord really would not think that it's the time already, kung it's already time's up for a person, hindi naman siguro mamamatay yan kahit na anong attempt. Again, medyo ano lang, no, sensitive tong issue of suicide, but then many of them are really hopeless. Like Judas, who was hopeless. Hindi na kinaya. And for other people also, who are into big depression, big time, no? Kasi hindi naman sila hantog sa ganun kung hindi matindi ang depression. Pero sana hindi tayo, for us, hindi tayo maabot sa ganun. That we always see the light. Yun yung tinasabi na kaliwanagan. The light from our hopelessness. Magkaroon ng liwanag. If we could save one person, yung bang, alam niyo yung mga nagsusuicide kasi nga, hindi natin napapansin, hindi natin pinapansin. But if we would only be open and sensitive to the needs of other people, let us do whatever we could do for them to be safe, no? Para maligtas natin sila kasi nga, they were hopeless. And maybe we could give them hope na hindi nila nakikita sa kanilang buhay. So yun, these are, hindi naman natin pwedeng husgahan nga ang kaluluwa, no? Napaka-weak. We cannot say na napaka-weak naman ng taong ito. Nagpadala sa kanyang depresyon, sa kanyang kahinaan, sa kanyang kawalang pag-asa. No? We can really never judge them. But then, what we could do is to really provide the light that they need. Meron tayong liwanag eh. Baka tayo yung makapagbigay ng liwanag sa kanila. And at the same time, tayo din, ano, when we are into prayers and meditation, Especially during times na parang nawawala ka na ng pag-asa, pumasok tayo sa kaibuturan nating puso at hanapin natin ang Panginoon, tiyak naman magkakaroon tayo ng kaliwanagan. Kailangan lang natin na pumasok sa kaibuturan ng ating puso. Kasi nga kung hindi tayo makakapasok, mananatiling madilim ang paligid natin. Because this world is darkness, but when we go to heaven, there's light. And heaven is here on earth. Hindi yan, heaven is not present only in the afterlife. Na hindi ganon. We can always feel heaven. We can always have a foretaste of heaven here on earth. We just have to open our hearts. And when we do this, when we enter into this great, great abyss, napakalalim na, no? Makapasok tayo doon. Nakakapasok tayo sa ibang dimensyon, nagkakaroon tayo ng kaliwanagan. We get the light from there. Pero we are still here on earth. Hindi tayo yung namatay na. And the only way to do that is by prayer and meditation. Laging ganun no? During times of difficulties, wag na wag tayong hindi mananalangin. Wag na wag tayong magpapadala sa ating emosyon. Hindi yung parang may problema ka, iinom mo. May problema ka, tatakas ka. May problema ka, punta ka sa maling mga tao, no? So, let us always be reminded that during those time na talagang bagsak na bagsak tayo, really depressed, prayer and meditation would be the best solution. Kaya nga marami sumisimba kahit walang misa, no? And they just pour out themselves there. Yun naman yung pinakahihintay ng Panginoon, yung lumapit tayo sa Kanya ng ganong level. Yung umiyak tayo sa Kanya, sabihin sa Kanya yung ating mga pagdurusa. And the Lord will always hear us. The Lord will never leave us. And so for some of you who may be undergoing certain levels of difficulties at this moment, may we be able to find the light that we need. Amen.